Welcome to this week's DonVayei show with myself, Blake Samson.
And myself, Fergus Ryan, and today we're taking a deep dive into shred science.
Yes! Yes, Fergus, good to have you in the shed, dude. This is my first video with you.
Yeah.
First video.
Very excited.
In the shed.
Excited.
Anyway, what's inspired this shred science is that the World Cup has just kicked off, 2025, out in Poland, and there's been some wild tech, basically to help them shred down the hill fast.
Yeah, we're talking everything from moto foam to extended mud guards. We've got everything, and yeah, everyone's going all in to go that extra second faster.
Exactly, to try and make your bike $1 million on the track. But it's not just about being on the track. It's also to make your bike feel a lot better, a lot smoother, and hopefully progress your riding a little bit more.
Yeah, you know what they say, a quiet bike is a fast bike, and I think that's what they've been after.
Exactly. Now, we're going to be talking about the things that make you progress in your riding, a bit like bar width, bar height, tyres, which was a big thing in Poland at the World Cup. Tyres was a big part of this whole thing because the weather was pretty crap out there.
Yeah.
We got tyre pressure, suspension, weight of the bike, and all of that rad jazz.
So yeah, Blake, we saw a lot of prototype tyres, we saw wet tyres, we saw dry tyres, we saw intermediates, and what was awesome to see was on the live feed, we saw what tyres people were running and how it had made an effect during their race runs.
Definitely shred science right there. But when it comes to my part of the industry, where I was in slopestyle and freeride and everything, is the one size that fits all kind of didn't matter. So we're going into bike sizing. Now, when it comes to enduro racing, you kind of maybe size up from normal or go on normal?
We actually went size down in
Did
enduro.
you?
Yeah, so we really nerded out. In enduro, it was like every little click counted. We fiddled around with rebound, compression, bar height, bar width, especially on the tighter trails like Innerleithen and things like that. We definitely would be cutting our bars down, and I think especially out there in Poland where the weather was so extreme, like all of these changes would have made massive differences to the race results.
Wow, so you sized down to make the bike a lot nimble when it comes to techie trails.
Yeah, like the tighter turns and stuff like that, when you have to endo turn, you just want the bike to be responsive. And also when you're reacting to a trail, in enduro specifically, when you have an endo turn or you don't know the trail that well, you really have to react to it. So having that smaller bike just made things a little bit easier.
It's the same thing on slopestyle. There is a dirt jump bike that's a small and a medium, but mostly I would end up going with the small, only because it makes the bike way more nimble to throw around in the air. In the bike parks, I normally size down again because you want to do the dirt jump tricks in the bike park, but also out there on some big freeride trails. But now you can see within the slopestyle, with the full suspension slopestyle rigs, they're a little bit longer just to take on those bigger airs because technology's moved on, the size of the courses have moved on. To get extra shred, you need the bike to be a little bit longer, a bit more stable.
And I think we saw that in the downhill as well. Like, bikes have got longer, slacker, longer wheelbases, and I think that's all in search of stability, and it's allowing the riders to go faster, but that's also changed with the demands of the tracks. So we're seeing much more sort of man-made tracks these days, although refreshingly in Poland, they put some fresh lines in, which was sick.
Yep. Then it turned muddy.
Yeah, just a bit muddy. But yeah, I think that the nature of the tracks is changing the demand of the bikes, and I think that's exactly what you're alluding to.
Exactly.
Bike horses for courses and all that.
Exactly. And I remember when the long, low bar, the handlebars came in, they're like long and low, flat bars.
Yeah.
Now, they've gone the other way and gone straight back up to the top.
70 mil rise with Dakota Norton.
Yeah.
Really cool.
And I think that just comes down to science, the way that you want the bike to feel, give you more shred, and that's what we're all about, getting more shred out of your rig.
So yeah, that brings us on to probably the most hot topic of the weekend, which is weights on bikes. Bikes, when I was racing, certainly was definitely trying to get lighter and lighter and lighter, and in enduro, again, you want your bike as light as possible to survive the stages. But in downhill, they've added weights underneath the bottom bracket shell, which is helping the bike stay more planted and also carry more momentum down these flat out trails, and it's really cool to see.
They're so good. So moving on from weight to Tane winning her first World Cup on a brand new bike.
Yeah, that looked super exciting. They had it covered up the whole week and then unveiled it when she got on the podium.
On the podium, which is nuts. She was like, I won on this beauty.
Very, very exciting. And yeah, we look forward to covering a bit more on that soon, I guess.
Very soon, hopefully. But hopefully this little bit has inspired you to go out into your sheds or your gardens and tinker on your bikes to give it a little bit more shred science and make you feel comfortable out there on the trail. But I think it's time to move on to the news from Tom. It's all about the downhill.
What's up everyone, it's been a few weeks and I've got plenty to catch you up on. We'll start with some shiny new sponsorship deals. Met Bluegrass have partnered with the Finale Outdoor region, strengthening their long-standing collaboration since 2016. Some of Met's profits will contribute to maintaining and developing those trails. Meanwhile, the UCI guys have been busy. Karsha becoming the official cleaning partner of the Whoop Mountain Bike World Series. Let's keep things racing for now, as the guys have been saying. Tani smashed it in Bielsko-Biala in horrible conditions. That new Orbea DH bike debut, de-shrouded for everyone to take a look at on the podium too. We'll have more news on that bike very shortly. Anna Newkirk rode an awesome race into a career best, equaling second place, taking that hot seat for a long old time. Nina Hoffman also looking strong and confident in the wet conditions into third. Amri Piron in the men's took an early hot seat position, must have been there for 20 or so riders before he was swiftly bumped back to third spot. Ocean O'Callaghan on the dry tyres, throwing some shapes on the way down, was looking like it would be his day, but he was just pipped to the top spot by the last man down the hill, Lloyd Bruni. At one point, Bruni was over a second up, but lost time in those lower woods, just about held onto it on that prototype Specialized, just the start he would be wanting to his season. Shout out Richie Rude, fourth spot for the Enduro guy, like he'd never left downhill after that Junior World Champs medal all those years ago. Speaking of Enduro, Slavomir Lukacic took his first EDR win in a tight battle with Jack Moyer. It's awesome to see Greg Callahan back at the sharp end too, third for him. And Ellie Hoskin, first year elite riding for DaVinci Bikes, takes her first EDR World Cup elite win and is also the first female rider not from the UK or France to win an Enduro. Shout out to Misspent Summers for that factoid, I actually would have missed that one. She was in a bit of a battle for the win with Rafaela Richter, who unfortunately crashed out, dislocating her shoulder. Ella Connolly ended up second, Morgan Shah third. Good news for Enduro is that the UCI have announced Grit and Glory, an 8-part documentary series which will provide some in-depth coverage to the masses. From August, looking forward to seeing that one. As always, you can catch all the action from the Whoop UCI Mountain Bike World Series racing on Discovery Plus and Max. Dead quick through some more headlines now. SRAM have launched an AXS upgrade kit for GXT type mechs, allowing you to swap out from mechanical to battery powered by purchasing half a mech and a shifter pod. Met have released the Shelter and Shelter MIPS helmets, a confidence-inspiring helmet at a more entry-level price point, just £70 for the Shelter and £90 for the MIPS version. Crank Brothers have awesome limited edition black and blue swirl mallet boa shoes. Yeti have some new packs. The Lenoe hip pack looks good for a long ride, the Apex belt for shorter rides, and if you need a bag for your bags, there's a £250 duffel which will fit all your riding kit and more. Propane have announced a price freeze to American and Canadian customers until June 15th. Sort of a grace period before they're forced to adjust things for tariffs. So best take advantage of that before things change if you had an eye on something from them. And last but not least, the Ekoi Gravity team are here. Adrian Daly, Evan Wall, Leif Rogers on enduro duties, Antoine Roche, Elliot Lees on the downhill bikes. Harrow bikes are the steeds. Keep an eye out for those this year. Right, that's my time this week. Let's get back to the guys in the shed.
Before we get into the things we like this week, I want to send you over to our shop to get some incredible merch to cover yourself up from that sun and these sunny times in the UK and all over the world. So head over there. We've got some bargains on there, some riding kits, some t-shirts. We've got this beautiful one. Look at that. I'm repping the black white one, which is my favorite one out there. It doesn't come off my back. Head over there. Your support is more than generous, and thank you very much. The best thing I saw this week was Nikolai Rogatkin at Masters of Dirt doing, well, he's making history, double front flip 360.
The guy's a wizard.
Yeah, he's crazy. But the commentator did actually say it was like a double cash roll, but Rogatkin did say it was double front flip 3. They look the same, but hey, look at this.
Too many spins for me.
Oh, it's nuts. How does he hold on? He's like, it lands down the bottom.
Crazy.
Unreal. Well, yeah, then I went on to his social, Nikolai Rogatkins, and then I actually did see him land at the bottom. And he said, that one, send him to hospital.
Oh,
nothing broken, nothing, just
nothing broken.
Bit dazed, maybe saw a bit of stars.
We just don't like to see it, but that guy is an animal.
Well, if you're going to throw your body around like that, you're playing with fire, man. You're playing with fire.
Definitely. Mm-hmm. So, unfortunately, just before the World Cup, Bernard Kerr injured himself, breaking both his wrists. But one of the most awesome things that I saw this week was him subbing in Roger Vieira, privateer, getting a full factory ride for the next couple of races while Bernard gets himself fixed up. And it was just awesome to see, and I want to see more of it in the World Cup.
Yeah, that's cool. I like it. It's beautiful, hearty content right there, just to be like, hey, I'm going to give you a shot. Come on the team. Give you a factory deal. You can come with us for the season. That's nuts, isn't it?
The difference it makes is amazing.
It's amazing. Yeah. There's one last thing I want to chuck to. I was with Tane Seagrave before she went to the World Cup. We did a little interview and stuff, but take a look at this. This is Tane winning, racing, podium. It's just that there is beautiful. What a way to kick off the season.
Yeah, straight back to it.
Straight back to it on a new bike. Caption contest. This was last week's picture. What were you doing?
We got a bit intimate on set.
Rich does like to do that.
Yeah. He was helping me fit my mic. You know, I'm a first timer.
Is that what you were doing? Is that what you were doing?
That's what we said.
Ah, right. Not playing with your hairy chest.
I wish I had hairs on my chest. Anyway, too much information.
A rolling stone gathers no moss. There you go, you're always rolling around. Hey, we got some caption contests from the comments down below. We got one here from Dillion Philly. It's okay, trust me, Fergus. This is how we always put on a microphone.
It did feel a little bit like that. Rich.
On the nipple.
Yeah, just like a little nipple clap. It wasn't comfortable. Anyway, we also had Razan Kiriak. Hush now, Fergus. I know it's your first time, but it's going to be fun, I promise.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's going to be like that for the rest of your time, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of innuendos.
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, we got one here from, was there Spitter?
I don't know. Sepster?
Spitter? I don't know. Rich checking to see if Fergus has the heart to be the next greatest GMBN presenter. Hang on. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I just touched your nipple.
And then finally, we have Jason True. Instead of having Tickle Me Elmo, GMBN has Tickle Me Fergus.
Yeah, don't tickle. Fefene.
Right, so Blake, go on. Which one's your favourite?
I'm going to go with you've got the greatest heart to become the greatest GMBN presenter.
Aww,
no, I know, there you go. Hey, welcome to the team.
Yeah, that's what we like to see. So, Sepster58, you have won yourself a stunt mug.
Yes!
Right here, look at it. So yeah, drop us the details in the message below and yeah, we'll get it sent out to you.
Send us an email. Don't put it in the comment section because you probably get some junk mail.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway, this is this week's caption contest photo. Take a look at this bad boy. Woo, dang.
Yeah. And then you too could win a stunt mug.
Yeah, just remember, hashtag caption contest in the comment section down below. Do your best, do your worst. You could get a chance, to win one of them. Moving on to the Bike Vault.
Bike Vault.
I like Bike Vault.
Yeah, I do as well.
Yeah.
Get to see cool bikes.
We do get to see some cool bikes and some weird ones.
Yeah.
I've chucked in one. It's not weird. It's just a bit old school.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're going to kick it off with this one. This is a Nolly. This is Peter's Nolly. 170mm travel on the front and rear. Picture is a Horseshoe Valley Bike Park in Canada, Ontario.
Proper freeride machine, that.
Dude, that thing is a beast. I do like it. It reminds me of a Trek, but it's a beautiful bike.
Yeah.
Do you rate them?
Yeah. Canada born and bred.
Super nice bells over there. What would you give that?
Super
nice. Super nice. Ooh, moving on to, well, this guy's called T. Just the letter T.
Just T.
Just T. It's a Giant Trans 3. Nothing special. Hang on a minute. It is special, but he did say nothing special, but it's my pride and joy. That's what makes it special.
And that was my first ever mountain bike, so that instantly gets super nice for me.
Get a super nice.
Go on.
You get a super nice.
Hey.
Look at that. That's beautiful. I like the wooden trail there. It's really cool. Moving on to this one. What we got here?
So Josh Collect MTB squad has a Santa Cruz Bronson on a group ride at Whitewater Center in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's pretty cool.
I bet it's really hot there.
Yeah.
North Carolina, would it be chilly out there? I don't know. I know North Carolina's hot.
I just think it looks nice. There's lots
Super
of
nice.
woods, and I think that the bike matches the woodland.
I think so. I like the orange details of the Santa Cruz, the Mudguard, the Fox Forks. It's a banging. I'm going to say it's super nice.
Well thought out.
Wow. So we've got another one, another group ride. I think this is the same group because they've downloaded the same. Well, they downloaded together. This is a was that Transition?
Yeah, Patrol.
Well, mate, it's beautiful. I do love a Transition.
Yeah.
Super nice. Well done, Michael. Thank you.
Next up, we have Alex riding with a buddy in South Lake Tahoe on an Ibis Ripmo 2.
Lake Tahoe is the best place.
Yeah.
That's the first time I went skiing there.
Same for me. There
When
we
you
go.
went to Camp Woodward? Did you go on that slope there?
Heavenly, I went to.
Okay, I went to Camp Woodward. But anyway, the bike is, I'd say, super nice.
Yeah.
Super nice for the place. Lake Tahoe is beautiful. Ooh, now how would you say this? Truthfully.
I say a pole. It's a pole. Come on.
It's a pole.
Ah, well, yeah.
So we were sponsored by them on the channel, and they're called Pole.
They're called pole.
And I like them. They're fun. They're cool. They're different.
I think it looks good. Yeah, I think the chrome is pretty cool.
He's out in the Swiss mountains. James Cook. You get yourself a super nice test riding it.
Test riding?
Or maybe because he's just built it up and he's test riding it.
Or is that
a shakedown?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Park rig. Let's go.
Just super nice. This is a Spindrift. This is a Spindrift alloy Park, raw aluminium, ready to smash laps. And Morzine in June.
You know Callum's getting Sendy on that.
Oh, he's definitely going to get Sendy on that. Look at that. Look at the red Boxer with the red super deluxe rear.
It's just super nice, isn't it?
It's a super nice rig.
Yeah.
I got the pink one. I think that's better colour. But actually, the paint will last longer on that because you won't get any chips. There you go. Right, last one. Here we go.
Hey, look.
Here we go.
So Marco has a Scott Spark 60 and it's upgraded with the full SRAM XO XX cranks.
Wow.
It's pretty upgraded. I like it. It's old school, but it's pretty sick.
He's 44 years old. He's 44 years old now. 2 years into mountain biking, started on a 29 Mondraker Phase Pro hardtail, and now he's on this bike. This thing is an absolute shred weapon.
And he's riding it in Gran Canaria with the 26-inch wheels, which 26 ain't dead.
26 ain't dead.
There you go.
Well done.
Super nice.
Super nice. Hey, there we go. We're up.
We've been generous.
We have. That was a whole bike vault of super nices.
Just super nices. But, you know, send your bikes in and you get some super nices.
Yeah, because I think every bike is a super nice because it's a bike in between your legs that's giving you lots of fun.
And people are out on the trails.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you very much for watching this week's Dirt Shed Show. Join us next week for another show, but everything in between. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and you get everything in between the shows. We'll see you next time. See ya.